I guess. And it's funny if, you would have told me 10, 15, 20 years ago that we'd be having a cybersecurity discussion focused specifically on the Olympics, I'd be like,
Yeah.
really?
What?
Huh? Like what?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that's a good place for us to start, is kind of digging into that question, is like, why do we even have to have a cybersecurity around the Olympics, right? And I think it comes down to the current world environment, right? And so there's a couple of things that play into this, right? We've got one, the Olympics is a global thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a global stage, the whole world is watching, and you're particularly close to the Olympics this year because you're
Yes.
French, and it's based in Paris this year, right? So that's I guess it's close to home for you with that in mind, right?
Yeah, and it's been like a century last time France hosted the Olympics. So everyone is pretty excited about it. And yes, as you were saying, it's putting the country hosted the events like on the world stage for
Yeah.
everyone to be watching it. So quite a lot of that is at stake.
For sure, for sure. And so when we think about again other world events that are kind of going on, the one thing that kind of comes top of mind here, and I, I'm not trying to single out or pick on Russia here, but Russian
Yeah.
threat actors are a known quantity, right? And um, they have been, at least as of this recording, I know Russia has been banned from the games for a couple of years now. I remember it
Yeah.
was, I want to say 2016. I'm not, a big Olympics historian by any
Yeah.
stretch of the imagination. So, folks watching, feel free to correct me if needed. But if I remember correctly, it was 2016 they were banned from the games due to uh, doping allegations, right? Um,
Yeah.
and I believe that ban stands today. So they're not even allowed in the games. So you have that. You have. Um, Russian nation state threat actors being a thing. You've got the whole situation with Israel and Palestine going on. You've got the war in Ukraine. There are other world
Yes.
events. I mean, Iran is, frequently causing mischief, I guess I would say. Um, I don't know. Is there anything that comes to mind for you, Roman, that's in terms
Yeah.
of world events that may play a role in this?
No, you're right, Andy. And without going over the entirely, certainly what we can observe, there is the conflict between China and Taiwan. There are even
Right.
some conflicts between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And while those are real life tensions, I shouldn't have said conflict, should have said tension rather. Um,
Right.
they have repercussions from the real world into the digital world. And threat actors, activists do use these or are fueled by these to carry out their malicious actions. So, yes, this is the world we're living in right now, indeed.
Right. I mean, it does feel like at least here in the States, we would call it a tinder box, right? It's a box with a
Mm,
bunch of flammable material in it that's just ready to.
indeed.
And
Yeah.
so when we think about the Olympics being kind of this global stage, right? I mean, it's the perfect platform, I guess I would say, for threat actors to take advantage of, whether that's for
Yeah.
hacktivism, like you mentioned, or financial gain, or just to cause problems, right? And so